Hello and welcome to In the Weeds. We're recording live from the Picky Weeds Esoteric Occult Boutique, located just south of Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, in beautiful South Abington Township. Picky Weeds is the largest and most diverse boutique of its kind in northeast Pennsylvania, with an increasingly wide variety of items for many traditions.
In addition to items for sale, Picky Weeds hosts a wide variety of classes, events, and community-driven gatherings throughout the year. Picky Weeds is located at 105 Layton Road, South Abington Township, PA. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. More information can be found at www.pickyweeds.com. That's PICKEYWEEDZ.com, or on our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. In the Weeds is the official podcast for Picky Weeds, where we strive to bring the community together with topics of interest, guest speakers, and informative discussions to benefit the entire community.
If you'd like to be a guest speaker, either live or remote call-in, please visit www.pickyweeds.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, find In the Weeds podcast guest application, click it, copy and paste the text into an email with your contact information, and send it to us at pickyweeds@gmail.com.
Now let's get in the weeds.
Welcome back, guys. Season 2, Episode 16.
Okay, Brick.
Episode 16. So today we're going to delve into some past topics and some current events that we think is going to make us just stronger as an entire community. But I want to start this episode with a caveat. If you want to know what your government's doing, I want you to learn how to search congress.gov. It's one of the most important things you can do for yourself as a voter, as an American, so that you know exactly the bills and the legislations that are being put forth to either aid you, which is doubtful, or control you, which is usually the case. And the way that you do these is you search for the current bills that are, before Congress and the Senate. And you look and see who put forth the bill, who wrote the bill. And then you click on the little tab on the bill that says text. And then you can read it and read the arguments and read the responses and see who's actually on your side. And I'm sorry to say that this morning I find myself aghast, like jaw dropped, that there have been bills to amend free speech, both bills to amend it and take it from us, and another bill to protect it. And I can't tell who's on my side.
Nobody. That's an easy answer.
Isn't that funny?
None of them.
I mean, when they make Boebert sound logical, it becomes readily obvious that both sides of the aisle are playing the gotcha game and throwing the ball. When we talk about throw the ball softly, when you're having a conversation, these fuckers are lobbing that freaking ball back and forth across the hall as hard as they can, and they're aiming it right at our heads. So
I think it's an orchestrated effort
on both
sides. There is no both sides. They're all two wings of the same bird, no matter what. And it's really us against them and the 1% people. And we've had posts where they're arguing what we talked about, reptilian people. But
oh my God!
Do you need more evidence?
I know. Well, let me just get in there. I want to jump on that one,
please.
So we're talking about everything that evolves from the divine. Everything comes from the divine. Do I really have to remind you, as a practitioner, that the divine is both darkness and light, and the universe is always seeking balance. So you're going to have a good mixture of both. So you have to decide where you want to stand. My ass, for me and mine, I stand neutrally. I see both sides. I appreciate both sides. Some call it evil. I don't. I call it darkness. I call it base. I call it acting on your base human nature, your ambition drive, your drive for more. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's your dark side, and your dark side is carnal. And then your light side is your more emotional, intelligent side. Your emotionally intelligent, emotionally involved side. But you have to have a little bit of both if you're going to be balanced in this world and if you're going to operate as a whole human being. So we can't go throwing shards of glass at each other that, oh, you're only seeing it's wrong to say that about those people. No, it's not. No, it's not. All you got to do is go read the bills on the floor in Congress or work for a Fortune 500 or 200 company to see exactly what the two of us are talking about with people who are operating like a reptile from their amygdala.
Yeah, it's no offense to reptiles. We love reptiles.
Yes. Oh, my God, I love my snakes.
It's the reptile brain that we're referencing.
Yeah.
And it is base at its very nature. And these bills are not something that they just come up with. Oh, this sounds like a good idea. Let's oppress some more people. No, they're bought and paid for. Because ever since Citizens United, corporations are people, and their donations count as free speech. And oh my fucking God!
And it was even bad before then, but that just gave them carte blanche to run roughshod over us for the last several years, and give big money. I mean, when you think about, okay, so there's 50 trillion in being managed in our stock market, and one company, BlackRock, is controlling 21 to 22 trillion dollars of that. Step back away from that, take a deep breath, and realize who your owner is. That's your owner. That's the one calling all the shots and making all the moves and getting all the legislations passed to protect their what? Their nest egg on their little reptile, little nest there.
Yeah, I got to have my fifth yacht.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Have you seen Zuckerberg's yacht?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh,
yeah.
Jinx. Yeah.
But, and it's the same old story, and they keep us fighting each other. They keep us left and righting each other, Democrat, Republican each other. And we're yelling and screaming and getting mad at each other. We've said this, I don't know how many times. They're on the balcony sipping champagne, laughing their ass off.
Yeah, I'm pointing.
That is exactly what they want. They want us at each other's throats so that we don't collectively realize that there is millions and millions and millions of us, that we vastly outnumber them, and we can take them anytime.
But we're starting to.
If you've been on TikTok, you've probably seen the block something.
Yeah.
I can't remember the official thing.
I can't either. But it's block everything.
They're going after celebrities and so-called influencers that
and corporations
haven't spoken up about the genocide that's happening. And and that's true. They haven't, because it's the safe place to be to not discuss those things.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to alienate people and make other people mad at you, and that's not the point. There is a genocide happening. There are thousands of kids being slaughtered, innocent people being slaughtered.
Yes.
And you can argue that Israel has a right to defend themselves.
Yeah, you can.
They do. And Hamas is a vile, evil, fuckery bunch of terrorists.
But the Palestinian people are not.
But you're in the meantime. I saw one guy today. He's like, so you're bombing hospitals because there's a possibility of 2 terrorists in that hospital. So you're just taking the hundreds and hundreds of sick people as collateral damage.
Babies, grandmas,
to take
grandpas.
out 2 guys.
Yeah.
That's a genocide. You're wiping people. You're pushing people against the rope and then just bombarding them. And then,
And give me a break. You don't think we know you have Mossad. You could have just sent some Mossad guys in there
Mossad
and taken
those 2 out. Mossad is one of the
2 out.
top intelligences in the world.
Yeah.
Come on.
Much simpler, much more cost effective.
And it's horrifying. And then even more horrifying to find out your tax dollars paid for those bombs.
Yeah.
And we
Blood
feel,
on our hands.
we feel powerless, and people are going to ridicule the kids on TikTok for blocking celebrities to hit them where it hurts in their pocketbook, because they make money off of what if it shows up in your FYP, they make money off of it, and so if you block them, then they're not going to show in your FYP. It cuts into their money.
So I've been blocking a lot of people lately.
And look, for a little person that we feel disenchanted, we feel like we don't have any power. It is empowering.
Help! I'm being oppressed.
To go to one of those Kardashians and go block.
It is great.
Is it effective? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, dude. Oprah had like millions. And I saw the last time I looked at her numbers, she was 400 and some thousand.
Yeah, and then the argument is, well, they'll just buy more followers, and that's true. They They probably will.
But the algorithm protects against
But
that.
there's more. And look, as two people that do digital marketing on a very small scale.
Yeah.
Because we are literally hand to mouth like everybody else in small business. There's more than just followers that go into the equation.
Yeah.
So followers is one metric. You have engagement.
Yeah.
You have like a dozen, 2 dozen other metrics that matter. And so you can have, 10 million followers, but if your engagement level is low, it's very obvious that you bought them.
And the algorithm picks up on that.
And you will lower yourself in the rankings,
Yeah.
and that's how it works.
That's why, you see a lot of corporate entities now, they're talking with their customers on their social media pages, because that engagement drives their algorithm up higher. So
I think it definitely is having an impact, and it will have an impact. But and there's several other people, just normal people, not influencer people, and some of them that are in marketing that are saying, look, you need to take it a step further and look at the companies that are behind these things, the organizations like
always look at that.
APAC that basically owns our entire government.
I was amazed at the amount of money they've given these legislators.
They're bringing up Menendez on bribery. I'm like, motherfucker, what do you think lobbying is?
You're right.
Lobbying is just a $5 word for bribe.
Yeah.
And then you hire the motherfucker that passed your law to work in a high level position in your company.
Yeah.
No wonder people are disenchanted.
And then you've got a whole legal arm out there that is actually writing legislation for these legislators, for the lobbyists, on behalf of the lobbyists, that they're pushing to get that passed. And that's just for the corporation. Just for the corporation.
Yep.
A whole legal arm. And it's an army of lawyers. Oh, my God. Sharks. Catfish. That are doing this and getting paid mega bucks to push this legislation down the throats of these legislators.
Yeah.
With a big bunch of dollar bills, of course.
I mean, it's really disheartening, and so no wonder it's so popular to go, start this cancel campaign against them, because it's empowering for the little person to at least go, well, I blocked your ass.
Yeah. At least I don't have to see you anymore.
And so people are going to argue that, that doesn't really mean shit. Blah blah blah. You're wasting your time. You guys are such drama queens. Well, even the little things matter.
You have very little recourse anymore. Use what you have.
And when in terms of voting, I don't know. I'm looking at the two decrepit, senile dipshits
I can't in good conscience vote either side.
I don't want either one of you.
Yeah. And then the other guy that's running, they're making him out to be some conspiracy theorist, nut bar. And they do this every election cycle. If you get an independent in there, they'll do everything they can to smear them. If you get another third party in there, like a Green Party, they'll rake them over the coals, and then they'll threaten you that if you vote for that person, you're throwing your vote to the other person, the person that you don't want, the monster in the room that nobody wants. And you can't listen to that. And a lot of people do. They get fearful of that, and they go, oh, my God, I got to vote one party or the other, or we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Or we're all going to be oppressed, or we're going to be living in Russia in 5 minutes. And you can't listen to that shit, because that's the reason for decades we've not had a third party.
Yeah, we've all been led through the nose to accept that. That is the only way. And they keep us fighting each other.
Yeah.
People flying Trump flags get flipped off by, progressive folks, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
That is a means to an end.
Or they come in and assume you're either one and trying to argue with you, and I'm neither.
I'm like, I hate both them motherfuckers. So
here's the key to that in taking your power and mastery of the mind. You have to control your emotions. If you master your emotions, you master your mind. So when they come at you with something like that, instead of saying something that'll probably get you smacked in the mouth, does that make you feel better? Do you feel better now? You look across the table to them and you go, were you trying to insult me? And they just dead stop. The jaw drops, and they look at you like a deer in the headlights and go, and then they'll say something obvious, and you'll go, well, explain that to me. And just keep doing that. Or meet them with silence. Just look at them. Mm-hmm. Just look at them. but that's control of your emotions. And if you don't do that, then you become that trippy candidate who's, oh God, they're emotional, they're over the top, they're egotistical, that you become that person that they flag and they ridicule you widely in public. But if you control your emotions, they don't have anything to say about you.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do to derail you. And that's another thing, if you're a practitioner in this space, especially if you're practicing ceremonial magic or Goetic evocation or something like that, you really need to have mastery of your emotions and mastery of your mind for being in that circle. So practice saying, were you trying to insult me?
Yeah, and they have the other argument, right? Well, one party is trying to take women's rights and civil rights away, and the other party isn't.
No, they're both doing it.
It's just two methods to the same end. You know, they're both doing it. Look over here.
It's a bait
I'm the
and
good
switch.
guy. I'm the good guy. No, the fuck you aren't. And they're not representing the majority of Americans.
They're representing the corporation.
They're representing special interests,
Yeah.
and they're taking that money and acting on the will of special interest instead of representing us. I mean, look at the insider trade. What Nancy Pelosi made in the last week was several $1 million on the trade. And she can insider trade. All of them can insider trade, but it's illegal for us to. What the fuck?
Well,
and then you had another.
What in the double standard hell?
What fucking party? It doesn't matter. He was crying about he's got to maintain 2 houses and 2 cars, and he only makes $147,000 a year.
Let's talk about his stipend.
Really, motherfucker?
Let's talk about his lobbying contacts.
There's people out here making $147.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A week.
Did you see the idiot that thought if you made $20 an hour, you were making 6 figures?
Oh yeah.
I about died.
His math did not math. Oh, this is how
you can tell
out
that's
of touch.
a silver spoon. That's a silver spoon baby that's never had to do math. And it's
Look, he's so out of touch and so tone deaf. It's like that dumbass that wouldn't let them eat cake.
Yeah.
That started this
At
whole
the Met Gala.
block party thing.
I'm glad she did it.
You know, and
Thank
she did.
you.
You dumbass.
Yeah.
But that, it's the bootlicking ideology that are like, no, they're not like reptiles. You should read more of your books.
Yeah.
You should watch more things than mainstream media.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's a terrifying landscape out here if you've ever been behind the scenes in corporate or politics. If you've ever seen the things that we've had to write to control the people that are in the corporation and the machinations we have to make and the way we have to phrase things so they sound nice and pleasant or they sound like they're for the good of all. And the only damn one they're protecting is the corporation.
I was in corporate America for 25 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Up to the highest echelons of power in the boardroom. Can you say that you've witnessed it firsthand? Because I can.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And for
this
a
is how
spiritual
they
person,
think.
it was disgusting.
Is it ugly to say that? And to, maybe if you're wearing rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
They really do think like a different species.
They do.
They do not care about you. The people that follow football stars and love them and wear their jerseys and the Taylor Swift fans and all, they don't care about
No.
you. You are a dollar figure on their spreadsheet.
And if you were their security detail, you should see the way they treat their security detail.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like peasants.
Yeah.
They're looking down their nose at you, but expect you to give up your life for theirs.
Yeah. And their literal existence is based on the willpower of the consumer.
Oh, my God.
And on what you want. That's all these tracking things that social media puts out and Google puts out or any other search engine puts out is all about finding your will and what you're looking for and what you're interested in and planting their ads in front of you to lure you in.
And driving the price up of the item you're most interested in.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Or contorting your way of thinking into that they're the good guys and the other ones are the bad guys. They're all bad guys.
Yes.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you anyone in government today or in movie. I mean, I think there's a few that are trying to be decent, like Mark Ruffalo is, and there's a few that use their platform to actually do something positive. But the majority of them, it's all about buying that new house, that new Lamborghini, and then they flaunt it in front of you on social media. Look at my $17,000 a month apartment in New York.
Yeah.
I'm just like you.
Peasants.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got people out here struggling for groceries. We are one of those people struggling for groceries. We shop at Aldi because I can't fucking afford the other ones around here.
Yeah.
And even Aldi's gone up in price, but at least you can buy a week's worth of groceries for $100. Is that good? No, but it's better than double that, triple that at some of the other places in the area.
And they're starving out small business.
You know, and
by the score.
They'll do anything they can. You know, and people think if you own a small business that you're rich. Motherfucker, I drive a 2014 Subaru.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the best I got.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no...
The truck's got rust on it.
We'll buy a car next year. No. I don't know when we'll ever be able to. And, you know, so many people don't even have a house. They don't have a place to live. They're having to live with their parents. And people look down their nose at them.
Yeah.
Look, that's the state of the world.
Yeah.
You know, of course a young person can't afford a $300,000 house.
No.
Wages haven't gone up. Prices keep skyrocketing. You can't even buy fucking fast food for, you know, their prices have gone up, what, 30-40% in the last 5 years? And especially like within the last year, they've really skyrocketed. You can sit at a sit-down dinner for what you would pay for fast food junk.
Yeah.
And
so why would you do
it? These people are so tone deaf. The older generation loves to gaslight. I saw fucking Hillary or whatever talking about these kids on TikTok don't have any understanding, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, this generation researches shit.
Yeah, they do.
And you can foo-foo it all you want and sit back with your fucking attitude that this generation doesn't want to work. Motherfucker, I know most of them are working 2 or 3 jobs just to get by. Just to get by. That's not banking money. That's just to keep the lights on and food in their stomachs.
Oh, yeah.
Tone deaf.
It's insane.
Absolutely tone deaf.
You're talking about there are houses here that developers bought up that they're renting out for $1,700 a month. Okay. I wouldn't give you $300 or $400 a month for some of the trash that they're renting out for $1,700 a month.
Foundations cracked, roofs fucked up. Broken fucking window. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you and I, we were trying to buy a place to put Picky Weeds where we could live in it and run the business and, you know, save some money because mortgage and a lease it's kind of killer. Especially when this is your only income. This is now our only income. And we were looking for that place that we could put this place and we'd be standing in a place that we were thinking about purchasing and that damn thing would go contract pending while we were standing in it. And then you go back to some of these places and you look, and they're still vacant. Mm-hmm. They're not for sale anymore, but they're still vacant.
Yeah.
Developers are doing this. We've got high-level developers in our area buying up everything. And they see the writing on the wall. If we get that rail from here to New York, they're going to be making money hand over fist.
Oh, God, yeah. That's what they're waiting on.
Meanwhile, I'm wondering who they're putting in these places that they're charging $1,700 a month for. I'm wondering if the whole system there is rigged because I don't know a single person around us that can afford that a month for a shithole like that.
Look what happened in Detroit. All right, yeah. When I worked in Detroit for almost 5 years, downtown in the hood, I was in the hood.
Yeah, it was.
We used to watch the crack houses burn every Saturday night.
The son was scared to go in there.
Yeah, it was rough. But you know what? I never had any issues because you know you just learn how to comport yourself
and treat people
with respect. It doesn't matter how much money they make or they don't make or what their status of life is. They're a human, and you treat them as such.
Absolutely.
You know, not to say that'll safeguard you for every situation because some motherfuckers don't care. But you know, look at Detroit. It was an absolute war zone, and still is in parts. But it has been gentrified in so many places that the people that have lived there for generations can no longer afford a home because now the crack house is now, you know, well, maybe it was a crack house, maybe it was just a rundown house, right?
Right.
And they can't afford $1,700 a month.
No. Same thing happened in Durham, North Carolina. It got gentrified. Most
of those folks are on Section 8 or some other kind of subsidy to survive. And so they push the poor out so they can move the rich families in. Sounds very colonial, huh?
Yeah, it does. It does.
And it's the same old strategy.
Well, it happened in Apex, North Carolina. It happened in Durham, North Carolina. I saw families with generational homes, like multi-generational homes. They couldn't afford their houses anymore because they came in and they gentrified everything and the taxes went through the roof. And you're talking about elders homeless in the street because they couldn't afford to pay their taxes. And we've got to stop this. It's madness.
Because we have so many people in our ranks that worship the ground. They wrap their whole life around a politician.
Yeah.
They wrap their whole life around a movie star, or a football or baseball or basketball star, or in turn, the corporations that support those people, they buy their products, they buy their jerseys, they buy their whatever, and they're supporting this
genocide
bullshit 1% crap.
Yeah.
When we need to realize that together we can make a lot of changes. If we put our boots on their neck and start taking their money, things will happen. But we have to come together and stop fighting each other over petty bullshit, which is manufactured in the first place.
Yeah.
It's all manufactured.
Absolutely.
It's manufactured rage to get you angry at the other person. What was that meme? I talked about it before. It's like the two normal people on either side. They're poor, middle class, whatever, on either side of the table. And you get the rich guy.
Yeah.
The rich guy's got this gigantic pile of stuff. And one poor guy's got one thing and the other one's got two. And the rich guy goes, look, he's trying to get yours.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's holding all the fucking shit. And that's exactly what they're trying to do, is
it's a shell game.
Pit us peasants against each other and keep us fighting and keep us angry. And if we try to rise up, you look at the college campuses around the country exercising their First Amendment right.
Yeah.
I saw them. They were starting the protest. They were doing crafts together. Yeah. They were singing. It was a peaceful.
I saw them body slam an 82-year-old woman.
And then they called in the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then it became something else.
Yeah.
And of course, the protesters became furious.
Of course they
have
did.
Every fucking right to be.
And then they say they're trashing the campus. You started it.
Yeah.
You and the thugs you called in.
And then you have,
Columbia.
Seinfeld's wife or whatever recruiting the anti-protester crowd, and they got in and amped it up. This is the same old story over and over and over again, that if you try to do something to make things better, they will align every force they have to squash you out. They're trying to pass bills to make free speech basically illegal, that you can't criticize another country.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, did you guys see that? They're trying to make it so you can't criticize Israel for their actions. They're trying to make that illegal. It's not Israel that's doing it, you idiots.
Yeah. No.
The people of Israel, if you looked and saw Tel Aviv marching, all of Tel Aviv marching the other night, they don't want it any more than we do.
No.
They just want to live in peace with their neighbors, and they just want to go to work every day and raise their families. They don't want this. The Jewish people don't want this.
No.
The Zionists want this.
Yeah, there is a big difference between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism.
Yeah.
And the media, with their paid actors, are trying to paint this as if you criticize it, you're doing anti-Semitic behavior.
No, and I love my
That's
friends.
not true. It's the government that is in place there.
I love Marsha, and I love Hava, and I
my
love
God.
Daniel, and you're Ashkenazic, and I'm like, fuck y'all for saying that, by the way.
Listen to me when I'm telling you. There's a difference between them.
Yeah.
And they're trying to put this smear campaign out and actually trying to pass a law that you're being anti-Semitic if you criticize another country's leadership.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So don't you dare criticize Putin. Don't you dare criticize.
And then when you look at the campaign contributions and you see Biden took over $11 million
from AIPAC.
From their money.
Yeah.
And then, then you hear them speak on their behalf, and it becomes very clear
why they're doing it.
What was it? We had a customer remind us of that this week, talking about we should make Congress wear sponsorship like NASCAR has on their vehicles. So
with all their patches.
All the special interest groups that sponsor them. And,
he was talking about the old meme. Yeah.
Direct them like puppets. They should all have to wear the logos whenever they appear on TV.
So you wouldn't be able to see the suit.
Yeah. Now we see who's really talking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when we put people in power that talk a good game, and they get in there and they get that bag of money.
But it's just platitudes.
And they become completely like the rest of them. Things that you say on election night, all right, our person got in, everything's going to get better. 6 months down the road,
they're
toting a company line.
Everybody's like, what the hell?
and for people going, why is a pagan store talking about this bullshit?
Because it's important to the tribe.
It's important, okay? Yeah. And look, they came after our LGBTQIA brothers and sisters, and they, them, and all, right?
And they're coming after us.
They came for them. They're writing laws for that. Do you think their Gilead progression is going to stop with the gay community, the trans community? No.
Oh, hell no.
No. Until you are all falling in line, this is going to get worse.
I'm going to say it again. Look up Seven Mountains Dominionism, and in that you will see The Handmaid's Tale.
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Right?
Look it up, guys.
And I think they threw a quarter on who was going to present it.
Yeah.
Because if you think the other side is going to do anything to stop it,
no, they're all in on it.
They're all in on it.
It's shocking. I mean, well, that's not shocking to me. It's just...
Look what they did to Ross Perot way back.
Yeah.
If you've ever... Ross Perot had an annoying... And for young folks, you may never heard of him. Google Ross Perot.
He don't like that.
He had a horrible fucking voice.
But he was brilliant.
But if you... But if you look at... Who gives a shit what his voice sounded like?
He ran against Clinton, if you want to look for the years.
Look at his policies that he wanted. Look at... Just... I'm not even going to tell you. Just go look. Mm-hmm. And he got squashed.
Yes.
Look at Bernie. He got squashed. Anyone that tries, because they keep us so divided and so angry at each other, that
and they
we allow it. We allow that squashing to happen.
If you vote for Perot, you send the vote to the Republican Party. If you vote for Bernie, you send the vote to the Republican Party. It's not true, y'all.
And for any of you kids that decide you're going to protest, well, you kids are just being stupid. You really don't know anything about anything, and blah, 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 gaslight, gaslight, gaslight.
The truth is, if you don't vote for a different party, you're never going to have a different party. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Well, RFK said he had worms in his brains. Well, yeah.
People do. They also get amoebas up their nose.
That's actually a thing. I know it sounds really alarmist to see it in a headline and go, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And he's got a weird voice too, so I don't want to vote for him because he's got a weird voice.
Yeah. But they do this to every candidate outside the two parties.
And is he fucking perfect? Hell no.
Yeah, and then they do this to each other.
None of them are.
If you look at how they treat each other, as if they're an alien species when they're on the campaign trail.
And then they say, if you don't like it, just leave.
Yeah.
Where would you go? Where would you go?
We looked at this. Trust us.
To become a citizen in another country, you have to have a big fat bankroll for the most part. You have to be able to either put money into their country, or you need to buy a house of a certain value.
Yeah.
Or you need to be, have family lineage, and it only goes back maybe
or live there and pay
generations.
X amount of taxes for X amount of years.
Yeah. And you're telling that to people that are worried if they're going to be able to buy milk next week.
Yeah, sure, you can get work visas and travel all over.
And then the milk they buy has got fucking shit in it because, America.
Yeah.
We're not even touching on the food.
No, my God.
And the shit that they're putting in the food that's illegal everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
But feel free to put that fucking drain cleaner or whatever the hell shit they put in it. You can't trust anything. Your best bet is to go to a farmer's market and buy it and still got dirt on it.
Yeah.
If you want something that's not going to hurt you, because who knows?
And even then, you're taking a shot in the dark because
of the pesticides
Monsanto
and
owns the
everything.
seed rights, and so all these
fucking
seeds,
depressing, man.
all these seeds. You got to find somebody that's growing the heritage seed, because Monsanto owns the rights to so many seed out here, and they've put their Roundup resistance in these seeds, so they can spray the fields heavy with pesticide, but it doesn't kill the plant. Any plant that doesn't die to that pesticide,
you ever
it's an altered DNA
you ever
plant.
have a McDonald's fry last 6
months?
months?
Fuck, it looks the same.
It's creepy. Oh, it's fine. It won't hurt you. Our government agency that's bought and paid for by the people that are fucking doing this to you said it's safe.
I found one under the car seat. It looked the same as the day I bought it. The only difference between it and when I bought it is it wasn't hot. It looked the same. So
where are you going to go, you people that are saying if you don't like it, leave? Where would you go? Because Canada, if you talk to Canadians, they're not real happy with their state of affairs either.
Hell no.
He's their current
monster.
Leadership is a fucking wackadoodle. And
if you talk to the French, they can't stand Macron.
Yeah.
It's like, where would you go?
So our only choice is to take back what's ours.
Yeah.
And you do that in the smallest ways possible, but by the millions. right? So we make fun of these kids that are blocking these people. Go, I ain't gonna do shit. It's something.
It's better than
It's
sitting
something.
on your fucking hands.
It's costing these A-listers and the companies that support them money. Mm-hmm. Stop going to fucking corporate stores and spending all your money with them because their prices are cheaper. Spend an extra $1 and go to, not just ours, any small business, any true mom and pop small business that is funded by their own savings.
Or any business like Aldi who is actually lowering its prices.
Yeah.
Because they see you struggling.
Yeah. Yep.
Good corporate responsibility. If they have good corporate responsibility, then shop
decide
with them.
where you're going to spend your money.
Yeah.
Does Jeff Bezos need another yacht or another dick rocket to the moon?
Right?
What he could do with that money?
Yeah.
What he could do,
To change the whole landscape
that
of this
he could
country.
make with that money.
Yeah.
He could wake up one morning. You know what? Fuck it. I'm done watching the world burn.
Yeah.
No, he just goes and buys another dick rocket and takes another 1%er up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. Thanks for that.
Waste.
Thank you so much.
Waste. What a fucking waste. You were so fortunate to have this wealth, and what did you do with it?
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll meet Anubis.
And I hope so.
What did you do in your mortal life when you had billions of dollars?
Yeah.
Like, you literally can't spend all your money in one lifetime. You have so much dragon hoard. You can't spend it. What did you do with it?
Yeah.
Well, I built this spaceship looking like a penis, and I took other rich people up so they could see Earth really high.
Yeah.
That's what you did? You bought another yacht? What?
Yeah. The distance between the middle and the upper class in the world, not just this country, is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and it tells you about the robber barons that are running everything.
It is.
There's
Absolutely.
such huge shrinkage in the middle class.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
Look, I had my first economics class in 8th grade, 7th grade. If the people that are buying your products, that you depend on to buy your products to survive and to scale your business, don't have the money anymore to buy your products,
You can't scale.
and you keep raising, instead of lowering, raising the prices on those same products when you already have seen that people can't afford to buy them, how fucking stupid are you that you're not going to sell anything because people can't afford it? But keep raising prices because that's smart.
Yeah.
I just, it boggles the mind.
That's why you see like big places like Macy's closing stores all around, which was stupid anyway. Macy's, you had this brand, this prestige, elegant brand that you were an absolute travel location, and everybody dreamed of watching, like the 1930s, 1940s Macy's stuff. That they would one day be able to go to Macy's, and then you put Macy's everywhere. And what happened to you? What happened to you? You closed down. Mm-hmm. It's like Bath and Body Works, and not Bath and Body Works, Bed Bath and Beyond.
Blood Bath and Beyond.
Blood Bath and Beyond, pricing themselves right out of the market, and they closed all their stores. And this is what happens.
It's stupidity.
Yeah, when you drive those prices up, and you're just worried about, your shelving cost and what the appearance of the store is, and how many you can open, so that you can saturate the market. Guess what you did? You saturated the fucking market, and you destroyed your buying your power.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And one of the problems is in the boardrooms, it's full of yes men and yes women.
Yeah.
And a moron will come up with a moron idea, but that moron is in charge of everybody and does everybody's, deliverables at the end of the year. And so you don't want to make that person mad at you by challenging them, and you go, that sounds like a great idea. Yep. Or you're just so disengaged.
Let's go get a coffee.
You hate corporate culture so much that I don't have the energy to argue with another one of your dumb ideas.
And nothing is more evident than that of the commercials these days.
Oh my God.
There's they're so
vapid.
Bizarre.
Vapid.
Yeah.
It used to be way back in the dinosaur age,
where we're from,
in the 1900s, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you could go downtown, and the downtown strip would be nothing but mom and pop places.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So it was a mom and pop hardware store. It was a mom and pop grocery store. It was a mom and pop drug store.
And you knew everybody.
Everybody knew everybody. You walk in, kind of like picky weeds.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Or hey, Dave or Sam or Sarah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah.
because you knew each other. It was a community, and you bought things at the mom and pop store. The mom and pop owners would in turn take that money and spend it in the community.
Yeah.
And the community would have more money.
Yeah.
And it was a good cycle of operation. Whereas now you have these corporate entities who are not from that town, who do not know you, nor care to know
They
you.
do not pay taxes in that
who
town.
undercut every mom and pop, regardless of the business, and put a superstore there and cut the prices way cheaper. And now all of the mom and pops are gone, and we have corporate assholes, and we all flock to the corporate stores because it's cheaper, and we're broke,
Yeah.
and we can't afford anything else. And then they build another superstore somewhere else,
Yeah.
and then another superstore somewhere else, and they just continue this cycle of destruction. I remember when Walmart was trying to come to Lansing in Michigan.
Oh, they didn't manage to do it.
And there was a fucking riot. And it wasn't just like the store owners. This was just the people.
Yeah.
They had seen what this corporation had done in other communities and just decimated the downtown.
Yeah.
Because a vibrant downtown is created by small businesses.
Yes.
Small businesses pay their fair share of taxes. Small businesses contribute to the community. They're the ones that sponsor the softball teams, the cheerleading competitions, the
dance,
whatever.
the dance troops,
because
yeah.
you're part of the community,
Yeah.
and you want to support the community by doing so. They support the small town newspapers by advertising in them, or the other media that's local to that area, and that money stays in the community.
Yeah.
And the community prospers and grows organically. Now you have this gigantic behemoth that comes in and chokes everything out, and now that small town looks like a shithole.
Yeah.
You have boarded up buildings, you
And
have
it's
empty
overrun by
buildings,
crime and gangs,
and
yeah.
and this is what happens when we go just for the cheaper price.
There was one town here, and I can't remember what the name of it was, here in Pennsylvania. They have like a 9% unemployment rate, the highest in the state.
Yeah.
And you can look at it and tell that in its heyday, it was this beautiful little town with mom and pops and beautiful downtown streets that now look like they got hit by a nuclear war.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of what happened to Detroit when you want to talk about it.
Oh,
be
Detroit
honest
in its
about
heyday
it.
was bustling.
Yeah.
Hell, I remember Flint. I grew
Yeah.
up in Flint.
Yeah.
Flint downtown was
was beautiful.
Was amazing. My dad went to a barbershop that had been there, I don't know, 75, 80
Yeah.
years. It was a generational thing.
Flint in its heyday, you can see on some Carl Sagan shows.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could walk down the street. It was great. Full of little mom and pop restaurants of any kind you can think of. And it was great. You could smell the bakery, that had
Yeah.
been there for generations. You could walk in the hardware store, and if you need this weird part, the guy knew you. He remembered helping you with the part on something else,
Yeah.
It was a community, and it was great. And
Yeah.
then General Motors pulled all their money out of the town, and it went straight to fucking shit.
And
There's no jobs at all, and then people can't afford to go anywhere else. But it's because they made the choice to devote everything to this big corporation, and that corporation decided their sheet didn't look right, or we're going to move our jobs out of the country for cheaper labor, and fuck y'all that have spent 25 years building us.
yeah, GKN, Tryon,
All
those
of the
went
offshoot. I
overseas,
worked
yeah.
for an offshoot company
Yeah.
of General Motors. I worked for one called Venture Automotive.
Yeah,
And we all went away.
Eagle Electric.
Because of a GM decision, and a big corporate decision. They do not care about you.
No.
They do not care what you think.
They care where they can get labor
They
cheaper.
laugh at your efforts to organize.
Yeah.
If you look at the unionization that has tried to, come in, they laugh until, they realize the people are standing strong.
Yeah.
Then they start to take it seriously because
Yeah.
it might cut into their abuse of people. It's just, it's so disheartening. And really, the choice is all of ours, is where you spend your money
Yes.
matters. That matters more than anything. And people feel powerless with these big national elections. You're right. We are kind of powerless.
Yeah.
But here's how you change it. You start looking at your local elections a lot closer. Hardly anybody turns out for local elections.
Yeah.
They have low turnout. Nobody gives a fuck.
I'm surprised if I see more than 4 people.
But they are some of the most important, because here's how it works. When you start making changes in your local and state elections, that has a way of domino affecting across the country.
Yeah, because those people are going to go to try to go to the Senate and the Congress.
Well,
they are.
not just that, but things that get passed in states.
Yeah.
If more states adopt them, then sooner or later the federal attempt at passing something that actually benefits
sort
people,
of like the marijuana laws now.
It paves the way. Yeah, it took look at gay marriage. What it started in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
and then another state, and then another state,
it's a
and
domino
then another
effect.
state, and then another state, and pretty soon it's starting to become a consensus that you motherfuckers in your ivory towers better listen. This is what the people want.
Yeah,
that's your job. To do the will of the people, not the will of the corporations. So we need to start paying really close attention to our state and local elections.
Yes.
Research the candidates. Find out if they align to your interests and your needs.
Yeah.
Rent's too high?
It's not hard. You have Google.
Rent's too high? Yeah. Okay, motherfucker. Tell me what you're going to do to fix this rent. What are you going to do to fix these grocery prices, this electric bill that is completely out of hand? States have... they always vote for states' rights, right?
Yeah.
Well, states' rights mean something.
Yeah.
And if they're not, those states are not meeting you halfway, then we need to take a look at who's running the state and local governments and make a change.
Yeah.
Make a change for the betterment of everyone, not just a special interest group. And that's why it's so important. Yes, the federal elections, I feel powerless too. I'm with you. I hate them all. I think they're all a bunch of fucking imbeciles. But what I'm looking at is who's running for my town manager, who's running for the board of directors in our schools. I want to know who's running in state government. I want to hear what you've got to say, and we'll see if it aligns with the greater good.
Yeah.
And I think as every citizen should start to do that, things will start to change on the federal level.
Yeah. You want to see some horrible things, go and look at the state of North Carolina. What a great state we were not 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then look when they brought in those idiots in McCrory's Corner and all those guys.
McCroney.
Yeah. And look at the legislature in the state of North Carolina and the rights that they've literally taken away from the people and your right to redress your grievances. It's terrifying.
Well, they wrap their message in patriotism, and they appeal to, of course, people are proud to, well, we used to be proud to be American, but they appeal to that part of the population,
America,
that's really important to them. I had family members fight and die in many, many wars.
Yeah,
I understand that feeling, and most of my family is military or whatever, but I get it. But they appeal to you for an emotional response so that you make an emotional decision.
Master your emotions.
That is so key, because that emotional response is usually a knee-jerk reaction, and you're not looking deeper past the rhetoric, past their flashy ads, or they're standing by the flag, or they're standing in front of a West Point and I'm American. Okay, let's see what you're really about.
Yeah.
Let's look at your history. Where did you come from?
What does it mean to be an American?
Oh, motherfucker, you're not even from Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. You don't even live here, but you want to run to be our representative?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't know these people.
Is that saying that the ones we have in power are great? Fuck no.
No.
I think everybody in power, we think we need a gigantic reset of everyone.
Absolutely.
Everyone
down.
that is in power needs to be gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
I don't care what party you're in. Gone.
They have ruined our lives.
Reset.
Literally.
Reset.
Yeah.
And we need to start at state and local level and work our way up until we have some semblance of a free country.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not right now.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It really is. But it's because that their marketing campaign is so strong that we get twisted in our emotions. We get angry. We start lashing out at other people.
Over sound bites.
Over sound bites for some rich motherfucker that don't give a shit about you. We need to start caring more about each other and reaching out to each other. Start spending our money at small businesses instead of big corporations. Put your money where it's going to work. You want your community to be a better place. Go eat at a local mom and pop restaurant.
Yeah.
We have some of the best food in the country in this area.
Yeah, oh my God.
And it's mom and pop, not Clark Summit, where fucking everything is corporate fast food bullshit with the exception of a very few.
Yeah, it's a handful.
Well, we got Rosario's, we got Armetta's.
Yeah.
How many other Italian restaurants do we need?
We've got jalapeno.
Yeah.
We've got Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
We've got State Street Grill.
Yeah.
You know, we've got what the vegan. God, I love her. What is the name of her? I love you. I do. What's the name of her shop?
I don't know, but she's
I love
amazing.
it. Yeah.
Just Google vegan restaurant in Clark Summit.
Yeah,
you'll find it.
please. Oh my
'Cause
God.
we're old and we can't remember
I had a
shit.
brain fart, and she's amazing. But yeah.
Blue screen of death.
Yeah, and I think the problem is she's never open when I'm off, and I don't get to go as much as I'd like to. Or yeah.
There's Everything Natural, which has been an anchor store
Yeah.
here in the Summit. It's changed hands a few times,
Yeah.
but great place, great people.
Yeah.
These are small businesses.
Yeah.
Support your small business. The
Yeah.
money goes right back into the community, not in some corporate. Don't get fucking Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Go to the coffee shop. We got a Welsh tea house.
Yeah, the Welsh cookies place on State Street.
She has amazing food.
Yeah, the cookies are fan-freaking-tastic.
I mean, knock your socks off. You won't
Yeah.
get anything like that in a corporate store.
Yeah.
There's Black Hat Bakery down the road. There's Queen of Tarts.
Yeah.
Queen of Tarts, awesome.
Yeah.
All these local businesses that are operating out of their savings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all operating out of our savings
We
right
don't
now.
have corporate donors
It's
or
fucking
lobbyists
terrifying.
in
Yeah.
Washington to help us.
No, we don't get the tax breaks like the big corporations do. They come in here tax-free for 10 years.
Look, we are so grateful for the people that already do this. And
Yeah.
in this area, there are a lot of people that
I'm so
already
proud of this
do
area
this.
for that. Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that, and I get it. It's cheaper and you can't afford anything else.
Abby Oko. Got to mention her.
Abby
She's
Oko,
amazing.
yeah.
She's amazing. Yeah.
Those local places,
Yeah.
that food is great.
Yeah.
They take pride in what they do. They care about
And
you.
she donates and takes part.
Oh
too,
my
on
God.
elements. She's so
amazing people. And that's just in our area. If you go around Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Factoryville, Oliphant,
yeah.
Dixon. Dixon's full of corporate, but there's mom and pop places
There's
there.
mom and pops all over Dixon that people need to find out
Choose
about.
where you
Yeah.
spend your money.
Yeah.
Go to the farmer's market. Support a local farmer. That money goes right back in the community.
Go to the
It's
farm.
really that simple.
There's a lot of the farms that are open and operating.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
that
farms
will deliver to your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
What is it? Purple Pepper, and then there's Miller's Orchard, and there's that orchard
And I
that
know
we
we're
go
forgetting
to. Yeah.
a ton of them. And it's not that we forgot. We just old and can't
We're
remember
sorry.
everything
Our
on the
brain is
spot.
fried. It's Sunday. Yeah.
But, it's so important. And I know we keep harping on this, but it's so important that you do it, and really work on where your money goes.
Yeah.
Because if these corporations stop milking money from, everywhere, maybe they might pay attention a little bit more,
And all these jokers jumping into our space, into the pagan space in corporate America, trying to sell tarot decks and selling books and selling tools and stuff. And they're getting cheap shit from China, and then you can't ask them a single question because they don't know a damn thing about it. But you've got to learn to reason when somebody's cashing in, because you've probably got 25 local stores like us in the area.
If you can't find it here, go check one of the other places.
Yeah.
Support them too.
God, come on, guys.
They're all mom and pops.
Yeah. Everybody's starving.
Everybody got into this to be a part of the community and to be a cornerstone.
Yes.
Go support them.
Yeah.
I would much rather hear, we hear it all the time. Well, we're going to go to BAM.
Yeah. Don't do that.
What you got? A dozen other places that you might find what you're looking for.
Am I wrong, or is that not a Christian-backed company?
Or we can, we can order it for you, or you can check one of the other stores and see if they have it. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many times that we've gotten calls from other stores or people sent to us from other mom and pop stores?
All the time,
and we do it too.
Yeah,
because that's how things are supposed to be. You're supposed to be supporting each other.
Yeah,
and. Aside from petty differences, and look, we're not innocent either. We've gotten mad and petty and dumb and fuck it, we're human.
But I think I woke up and realized that people were trying to amp us up against one another, and I kind of went, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Look, pot calling the kettle black, right? Yeah. We fell prey to it too. So did a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, but time moves on, and you realize, okay, that's not the fight.
Yeah.
That's not the fight. That's not where you need to put your fight energy.
No.
You put your fight energy towards the people that are stirring you up, towards the corporate overlords that are trying to squeeze out mom and pops once again.
And stand with your entire community.
And like Tay said, they're trying to carry, crystals are hot now. Well, in our corporate store, we have a whole section of witchy stuff and crystals. You should come buy it there because we're cheaper.
And 9 times out of 10, the crap I've seen in there is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it drives me absolutely insane. I shouldn't have to carry around a set of tools to scratch a stone to see if the damn thing's real.
Yeah.
You know, get a clue, guys. They're cashing in on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. It's really important where you spend your money, where you put your attention. It's a currency, and it's the one currency we have left.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the one power we have left.
Your state and local, and your federal vote matters too. Don't let anybody tell you that your vote doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not even going to bother to vote. It doesn't matter. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't fall prey to that bullshit. It does matter.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. Do I think the state and local count more? Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that doesn't mean you don't vote in the federal election too.
Yeah.
You need to vote.
Yeah.
And vote your conscience and vote
because
your
the
heart.
senators and the congressmen you're voting for are actually from your state.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah,
some of them.
Some of them are carpetbaggers.
One in particular running again.
Yeah. Down there in North Carolina, Tom.
One running in Pennsylvania right now doesn't even live in the state.
I know.
You know.
I know.
I think
you mean the West Point boy?
Yeah, lives with Merca. Dude, you're full of shit. You know, it's like that fucking Dr. Oz, whatever the fucking name.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
And fucking, I don't know. Fetterman has turned out to be just another corporate show like everybody else.
Such a disappointment.
You know, fucking idiot. Yeah. I am so fucking tired of seeing that happen.
Yeah.
And the people are all at each other's throats about left and right. You know, and it's a waste of energy.
Wings of the same damn bird. I'm telling you.
It's flopping on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So, you know, to the kids that are protesting this genocide in any means necessary, our hearts out to you.
Yes.
And we fully support that.
To those standing up for the blocks, bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And bringing these celebrities, you know, even if it hurts them just a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's
fun to watch them.
I didn't follow any of them motherfuckers.
I didn't either. It's fun to watch them cry, though.
I'm like, who? I have to get a list because I don't even know who these fucking people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm from the 1900s.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I am from the 1900s. And hey, kid, I'm proud of that. You know who you are.
Absolutely.
You little shit. But yeah, I'm proud of being from the 1900s. I'm Gen X.
But
come talk to me.
You know, look at your local stuff. You know, like today we're having an all-day Sunday school with Tim and Tina.
Yeah.
Of course, by the time you hear this, will have already happened. But if you haven't been, it is a fucking riot.
Yeah.
And
Mom needs a laugh too, y'all.
Oh my God, I have never heard so much laughter, and that is the best medicine ever. People just absolutely having fun, and then the meditation that Tim and Tina started here. It's self-guided. Yeah. She's not your guru.
You should have heard them scream the primal scream Wednesday night. It was crazy.
I know some poor schmuck was walking on the nature trail, and both them and their dog shit their pants.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because there was like 15 people screaming their rage out. You know, I'm expecting your call from South Abington Township any day.
We waited for him to show up all night Wednesday night. They never came.
You know, but look, this is one of the reasons why Picky Weeds was even founded and why we welcome anyone, regardless of tradition, no tradition. We don't care.
Yeah.
It's about community. Yeah. And I would hazard a guess that all of the other stores like us, at least in this area, are the same way.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be doing this because running a business is hard.
Yeah.
You have no life. Absolutely no life.
And you're terrified all the time.
You are married to your business. You are married to your store. You don't give a shit about it. It's the first thing I think about. It's the last thing I think about.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed.
And I dream about it, which is really bad.
You know,
how obsessed am I?
What can we do better?
Yeah.
You know, how can we do better? What went right? What went wrong? You know, you're constantly in that state of analysis, and you're afraid to make political podcasts like this, but
somebody's got to stand.
We have to say something.
Somebody's got to stand.
And it's you should know that we are on the side of the people. We will always be on the side of the people. We don't care what you believe in or what you don't believe in. It doesn't matter.
And I've always voted both sides of the aisle, but I'd like to have a third option if you guys don't mind.
Yeah. Well, when you look at other countries.
Maybe even a fourth option. Come on.
Look at other countries and all the different parties.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that because it creates competition. It makes you better.
Yes, it does.
You know, and it's like all the other stores around here made us better.
Yeah.
Competition makes things better.
It does. Don't get angry about it. Everybody's trying to survive.
And it's not a us versus them, right? No. In terms of within our own community, it is an us versus them between us and the ruling class.
Yeah.
That is your enemy.
Yes.
That is where you need to put your attention.
Yeah.
You need to watch them and speak up. You're seeing all these people speaking up, protests, and they're causing a disturbance. Hi. Would you like to know the definition of protest?
Yeah.
Because it is causing a disturbance. You need to make things uncomfortable.
How else are the little people supposed to redress their grievances?
Yeah, because they block you out of everything else.
How else? How else?
Yep.
So you vote with your wallet and you protest.
Yep.
And that voting with your wallet is also a form of protest. So if you want to know the corporations that are funding laws that are holding you back and keeping you down and oppressing you as a person, I want you to go to opensecrets.org.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I want you to go to congress.gov. And I want you to read the bills that are put forth, and I want you to read who sponsored them. There's text there. Some of it's not really dry reading. Some of it's absolutely infuriating. Some of it's interesting, and some of it's infuriating. Some of it's dry, but it's not much. And you really need to know. This is a need to know thing for every single American citizen. And you need to know how to find out what's going on behind the curtain with the Wizard of Oz up there in Washington.
And when you read something, remember, don't make an emotional decision. Don't make an emotional reaction. It's really tempting.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's like Tay in traffic.
Yeah.
Somebody cuts us off. They're getting the North Carolina salute.
Yes, they are.
You know, don't give in to that. Don't give in to the emotional response.
No, don't.
That's how they get a little bit of their control back, is they play on your emotions.
And ladies, you know what they say about us when we make an emotional response. Don't give them that joy. Take the wind right out of their sails.
Yep.
And go, were you trying to insult me?
Well, I've seen everyone do that, regardless.
Yeah,
of
everybody does
gender,
that.
no gender.
But for us, we're immediately called emotional.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Over emotional, you know.
It's ridiculous.
Hormonal, you name it.
Yeah.
So the other side of that coin that you're going to be faced with when this happens, and I've been faced with this in corporate, is you get called a dragon lady.
Or a bitch.
I wear that like a fucking badge of honor.
Yeah, I'm your bitch.
Yeah, I'm your bitch. I'll be your bitch.
You know,
did you want a bitch?
It is so stereotypical and so fucking patriarchal, chauvinistic.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, and that's another way they divide us, right? Based on gender or no gender.
Yeah,
they divide us.
Men are all, you know, ugly, hateful,
don't let them.
Gestapo, patriarchal. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm married to one that is anything but. He's probably more feminist than I am. I'm an ex-construction worker. I like the give and take and the back and forth and the...
Right.
Yeah, I like it. It makes my day to go back and forth and banter with a guy. It's great. I love it.
And if you're married to an herbalist, be careful. Just saying.
We're cooking all your food.
Just saying.
I know nothing. I've done
She's only
nothing.
almost killed me twice.
No, shut it.
Why is he so nice?
Because he's nervous.
No, actually, I was raised right.
Yeah,
you know, and I only had a very brief time with my parents, but it was enough. It was enough.
Yeah.
And and it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, well, thank you.
And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
And happy Mother's Day to my daughter and my sister.
Yep.
Yeah, and all my lovely, lovely friends and the beautiful lady that bought me cookies yesterday.
Oh, it was amazing. Oh, I love that.
That was so sweet. I was so shocked.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love my customers. I love you guys. Love you.
And we've even commented on that too. You know, it's like somebody left their credit card here.
Yeah.
And they had just left. I'm like, shit. I ran out of the parking lot, tried to find them. They'd already left.
I texted her.
Put the card in the register so it was safe. And you texted her, but she didn't have her phone with her. She went to go get food and realized she didn't have her card with her. She'd come back and she made the statement, and it really stuck with me. She goes, well, if I had to lose my credit card, I lost it in the safest place possible.
Yeah.
And I cannot tell you how much that means
Yeah.
to us that you think that way.
Yeah.
Because that kind of trust is hard earned, and we know that it doesn't come cheap or free. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
And the ladies that will come in and they'll lay their purse or their handbag right on the counter and go use the restroom, or they'll go shop.
Yeah.
And never a concern. And rightly so. We would jump on somebody that even came close to that.
And some of them hand me their purse.
You know,
Can you hold on to this for you? Sure.
You know, and the fact that
That's huge trust.
there is that kind of trust, and we value that so much.
Yeah.
It really means a great deal more than making any sale, is the way that we feel like that in the community, and that's the whole point.
And we love you more.
And that's,
thank you.
That's why we're here, and that's why we have no life.
Yeah.
And we don't go anywhere. We don't take vacations. The closest thing to a vacation we had was Bealtana. It was about 5 hours in the woods.
Yeah.
That's really it. But we're not complaining, because we do this on purpose.
Yeah.
We get up to do this every day.
We love what we do.
Whether we feel bad or not,
Yeah.
we're going to put our shoes on and come in, because we want to be that place for the community.
Yeah.
You know, and
Feels
and
really
it's-
good to see somebody happy.
and it's important.
Yeah.
And we don't require you to think like us
Yeah.
or agree with us. You can completely disagree. I don't care. That's
Yeah.
your opinion. It's fine. You know, it's not like that. It's just a place where everyone can come and be themselves. And I know a lot of, older generation makes fun of the term safe space, but
Yeah.
that is exactly what this is.
yeah, it's a safe space for you too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can speak your mind too. You may
Yeah.
get argued with.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what you're after, and,
Yeah.
and that's fine. You may get it.
Yeah.
But as long as we keep the discourse civil,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. As long-
And the funny thing is, in this space, I still love them.
absolutely.
I can find some redeeming quality in a good 99% of everybody that walks through the door.
Yeah.
That I don't want to cut them out of my life because we have a difference of opinion.
No,
That I
absolutely
want to
not.
keep them around because we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn to walk the middle path.
That's really hard
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And you know how many times my opinion has changed in the
Yeah.
last
Oh my God.
40 years?
Good night. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like science. I am a big fan of scientists and the way that they want to be proven wrong. They'll make a hypothesis, they'll in their minds prove it, and then years later someone will come along and go, you almost had it.
Yep.
And they'll present a new case.
And they don't get offended.
And it's not an argument for argument's sake
Yeah.
or to win the argument. It is, no, the facts that you presented, there's new information.
Yeah.
And that scientist, instead of taking it personally, will go,
Let me look at this now and see where we can take it.
and,
Yeah.
and we do that,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and we don't look at comments completely cynically, like, what do you know? No, here's why we think like this.
Yeah.
It's because I had 25 years of experience in the boardroom at the highest levels, and I saw them in action, not just in one organization, multiple organizations. And so this is the reason why I think this.
Yeah.
What is your reason? Is it idealistic, or do you have actual evidence that you can say, and I'm glad to change my mind
Yeah.
if you present the evidence? And I think that's how we need to approach everything. You know, everyone has their opinions, everyone has their own ideologies, everyone has their own agendas. I keep hitting this fucking microphone with my vape.
Ding dong.
It's my singing bowl. But, you know, and I think we need to be open to discourse,
Yeah.
you know, and don't get so
I think we just need to be completely open to each other.
railed into it, because
Yeah.
when we all talk, even especially, like Tay said, especially so when we have differing opinions and we have an actual conversation, not out of an emotional place, but out of a greater good, we make progress.
Yes, we do.
And that's why they don't want us
A
talking
point of view
to
is
each
established in that other person's mind.
other. You're fighting
Yeah.
that propaganda when you actually open yourselves to discourse.
Yeah.
That's why the establishment wants to get rid of TikTok.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because there's an open
Like,
discourse.
You have live feeds on the ground in
Yeah.
Palestine.
Yeah.
No amount of propaganda can dispute a baby with its head half blown off.
Yeah.
You can't dispute that.
No.
It's happening.
And you cannot unsee it.
And all their efforts to put the blinders on and talk about some movie star's new cosmetic line, none of that matters.
Yeah, no.
This is the importance of having a useful discourse with each other, especially with those that we don't agree with. because we are all common people. We are all peasants. I don't care if you make $90,000 a year.
Yeah.
You're still a peasant.
Yeah.
If you can count, and someone asks how much money you have, and you can tell them right away,
You're not wealthy.
You're not the 1%.
No.
Because their income doesn't work that way. They have passive incomes.
Yeah.
They don't earn money in the same way that we do.
No.
They can't tell you what they're worth without consulting something, whether it's an app or their broker or whatever.
You might have one bank. They're going to have multiple.
You're not rich.
Yeah.
Just you're in the same boat as the person making $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to buy 2 cartons of eggs instead of 1, but you're no different.
No.
You're no different.
And you're only one paycheck away from total decimation
You hold
of your
a
way of
manager.
life.
You hold a manager title in a corporation, or a district manager, or a vice president role. You're still not the 1%.
Yeah.
You're okay, but
You're
you're basically middle class in today's world.
You're still just Janice or Joe on the street. You get wrapped up in that title.
Yeah.
And you start to carry that like it's a badge of honor out into public, and you forget that those people that you're walking with there are not your underlings at work. And that you've got to have that consensus of agreement to be a human in these human spaces, and to try to get along with other people. Not just get along, but understand. You need some empathy, and you need some emotional intelligence. And I think that's what's lacking in the world because of social media a lot. I think social media is good for getting the word out there, but I also think it leads to this lack of empathy and emotional intelligence in people, because they can say exactly what they want to say, no matter how hurtful it is to another person, with impunity, because they're behind a keyboard. Or a
that's a big
screen.
issue. Yeah.
And I think that we need to do more coming together out in these public spaces and seeing how much we're all alike. Because I've got Republican friends, I've got Democratic friends, I've got independent friends, I've got Libertarian friends, I've got Green Party friends.
Yeah.
And I love every damn one of them.
I just wish they'd stop arguing talking points put before them by their corporate
Well,
handlers.
that's what you call them. That's how you call them on it.
Stop
You go,
it.
can you explain that to me?
Yeah.
That's the biggest power you've got.
Yeah.
Explain that to me in your words.
In your words.
What does that mean?
And they can't.
And then they can't. And then they have to go and think about it. And you didn't offend them.
No.
You asked a gentle question. Can you explain that to me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't stand for something that you don't fully understand.
Yeah. And if I meet you with complete and utter silence, you've just found somebody who disagrees with you but refuses to offend you, because I wouldn't want you to offend me.
No, we never want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I want you to
That's not the point.
And I want you to prove your point, and you haven't done that yet.
I want people to educate themselves.
Yeah.
I want people to look it up and find the right sources to look it up, because you have to be really careful.
Yes, because they're all geared and engineered.
Because you can look it up the wrong sources, and now you're in the world of echo chambers.
Off the media. Stay off the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And go and look at the source.
Yep.
And know when you're looking at the source. And that's the biggest confusion, I think, for most people. So you need to look for sites that collate that information so that you can tell where it came from and where it started and where the money came from and what the money was earmarked for. Mm-hmm. And when you start to see the earmarks, you start to understand how it affects you and your family. And then it'll start to make more sense to you, and then you track it. Now, you always hear the words, follow the money, and they sound very cliche. But it is so true. You follow the money, you find the source, and you find the reasoning behind the money. Mm-hmm. And then you see who your oppressors are.
And you have the people that, I just don't care about politics.
Yeah.
I just don't have time for it. Okay, well, then you're giving your consent.
Yeah, that is consent.
Okay? You don't have
I'm
to.
sorry, but you need to care.
You're giving your consent to be ruled by whatever party wins.
Yeah.
And you've given up. You're
giving consent for your children and your grandchildren to be ruled by them too.
Yeah. If you don't care, if you don't put in the effort, then you have no argument with what happens.
So I love you all. And if you have a dissenting opinion from mine, feel free, to speak it. It's like, I will feel free to defend my position and tell you why I think the way I think.
Yeah.
And then if you can prove me wrong, I will change my mind. I promise you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's very important for all of us to remember that don't get dissuaded just by emotion.
No, please.
But if someone presents you with facts that are not engineered, because you have these, what were they calling it years ago? can't remember the damn name they came up with. Alternative facts.
Alternative facts, yeah.
Yeah. Don't. No, that's not what we're
But
talking about.
both sides use that, so that's a little nefarious also.
All sides use it.
They'll
yeah.
say that that's alternative facts. And then it's up to you. The onus is on you to go find out if it is indeed the alternative
And
fact.
if anyone has any other better sources than the couple that we name, please feel free to leave them in the comments.
Yeah. We would love to have more sources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And join a grassroots organization. Help a local person become a local representative.
Yeah.
Especially a younger person.
Oh my God, yeah. Because we need more young blood in this country.
Yeah.
We do.
Absolutely.
I am sick of the old blood. It's just...
Look, we tried it your way, people.
Yeah.
It's not working.
But there is serious, and I hate to be this person, but I'm going to say that after a certain age, there's a serious amount of cognitive decline happening
sure.
in most people. There are those 1 or 2% of the blue zone people that are just as intelligent and just as comprehensive.
Right, but that's really rare.
It's really, really rare. Those are blue zone people who are very, very healthy and still have all their faculties. And
I love them.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that's amazing to see, but that's not 90% of us.
No.
And we need to take that into account when we are voting legislators in.
Yeah, because they need to represent all the
Yes.
people, not just the corporate donors. And you need to understand that people are struggling, that people are having a hard time, and you need to be willing to make a change.
Yeah.
Because the old ways of doing things, at least for the last 20 years, is not working.
You need people who don't think that $20 an hour is a six-figure salary. Yeah.
Do you even math, bro?
Yeah. Insane.
But
I think my jaw hit the floor when he said that, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with this man?
I know.
Oh.
It's just so. Young people, get out there, become representatives. We want to hear from you. Yeah. Especially like Gen Z, they've come up in nothing but chaos.
Yeah.
If you think about everything, and millennials too, really, they've come up in chaos.
It's been detriment to their health since the day they were born.
And now you have generations of people that can't afford even an apartment, much less a home.
Yeah.
Those are the people that need to be making decisions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all the old people are like, pfft.
Yeah.
Well, that gaslighting.
If it weren't for you, they wouldn't be in this
And
position.
that attitude and the behavior of your generation is why we're here.
Yes.
This is why we're here.
Yeah.
Because you believed everything you were told, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And you allowed yourselves to be led by emotion. And you got into an us against them mentality. And this is why we're here.
We were raised by that generation, and we pretty much raised ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They were absent for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.
Go out into the streetlights. Come on.
Yeah.
I had the key around my neck and a shoestring.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, enough of this. But we just kind of wanted to put that out there. And if we offended you, we're sorry. We're not trying to.
Yeah.
Or maybe we are.
Who knows?
But
if you're offended, fire back.
Get back. Get to work. And stop going for the most convenient thing.
Yeah.
And start supporting your community.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Show your true spirit. Love you guys. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of In the Weeds, and we hope you didn't have to pick too much pucker brush off your cloak after visiting with us here. If you liked the episode, please follow, subscribe, and share. And if you're really kind, leave a positive review. Be sure to tune in next week as we publish a new episode weekly. If you're in the area, stop by the store and see us. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.